to Sparkling Diamonds. I am Brittany.
And I'm Robin. Hey.
So, sad face. You can't see our face. This instead of a Art and Soul Roundup, which is what you normally get on Thursday night, you're getting a WIP Chat. Which, I know you guys still like the WIP Chats, but it's sad because I know people also like Art and Soul Roundups, and it's sad. So, Mom, I guess you want to greet all the new and returning people?
Hey, yes, hello. So everybody who is new, welcome. And we're so happy that you found us and that you liked us enough to subscribe, and we hope that you keep coming back and watching our videos. And for all the returning subscribers, thank you so very much for watching us every week and being a part of our YouTube family. We cannot thank you enough.
And guys, we have started memberships about, gosh, it's probably been almost 2 weeks or so, just around there, maybe like a week and a half. So if you guys are interested in joining a member and welcoming to or being part of our Sparkling Diamond family, you hit the join button below. If you do have an iPhone, it's a little trickier. You'll have to go into like a web browser and request a desktop web page, and then go find our page and join from there, or do it from a computer or TV. But there's 3 different tiers. You get different perks with each tier, including the top 2 tiers. You get a weekly vlog of our life. We just put our first one up last week, and I think everybody kind of seemed to enjoy that. It was a little long. But yeah, if you're interested in that, definitely click the join button and you can see the different perks of the memberships, and we'd love to have you. I know you've got stuff planned to talk about. I guess you want to start with what you're working on and any kind of accessories you want to share while you're going over there?
So I am working on Damage by NS Bureau. This is for the event Ticket to Ride, which is still going on, and will be going on to about the middle of the month. And I am actually working on the part right here with the skull and the rat on top.
The rat.
And if you're curious to know more about Ticket to Ride, it's I would encourage you to check out their Facebook group, because you get to pick out a diamond painting, a song, and then you pick out you in a destination, and then there is a story which I've actually been writing to go with Damage, and my song, which is Coldplay Fix You, and my destination, which is where I was raised in Ashe County. And so I actually have been writing this story to go with mine.
I have not.
And then my parents from Leopard Leatherworks, I got to watch them make this actually on their channel. Carrie and Tam, I love them very much, and it's such a beautiful colored pin. I think the camera does not even do it justice. It's very pretty. And then I'm using actually Forever Young Kit System. And Brittany, help me with where the I can never remember her putty. It's called Rabbit.
Oh gosh, it's Crafts with Crashly. It's what's it? Ribbit stick it, rivet or ribbit stick it, something like that.
Ribbit stick it, I believe. And then this is actually the Ticket to Ride cover minder, which I'm really not using. So I've just got it here to look pretty.
It's there for show and prettiness.
Because I really do like it a lot. So, on Damage is from Diamond Art Club. What you working on, Brittany?
So I posted, if you've been in a Facebook group, you've seen it, but I'm working on the beautiful Sunflower Little Dragons, which is by Sheena Pike. Here's a little quick image of it. And it's from Dreamer Designs. It's one of their ships from overseas kits. It's a small little baby. I'm actually doing it for the Bella Art Diamond Paint Along, and I think I'm gonna do it for. It's called. There's an event this on Instagram. It seems kind of like low key. You post your stuff on Instagram as updates and stuff, and it's called Stoke Your Fire. It's hosted by Diamond Dragon Wings, and I know they have videos to go along with it too. I don't even know if there's prizes or not, but I like doing anything dragon, so I'll probably just post some updates on Instagram to go along with that event.
And so even though this, oh, go ahead with what you're doing. Sorry.
You're okay. And then accessories, I showed most of them off, but I opted to use I don't care if it's Christmas or not, my Merry Grinchmas pin from Enabler's Outpost. The blank was from Castaway Creations, but it was turned by Enabler's Outpost. I have my the spring dragon season tray, because it only made sense with the sunflowers. My Creations Morin, I don't know if you can see it on the camera here or not, it has my bag holder in it. I have a TTT After Dark tray. I'm using some Snap Crafters Cafe's dots and some Joy's Putty rainbow candy. All the good stuff. Okay, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I have not been participating as much as I would like on Facebook the last several days. Even on Sunday, I was a little bit under the weather, but I got much worse.
Yes.
Throughout the week. I have not worked. I have been to the doctor. Yesterday we had a private duty nurse come and give me fluid. I have been really bedridden, sick. And then on top of all that, I had a routine mammogram which came back, and I had to go today for another one because I got a call saying that it showed something, and then thank goodness it turned out I had to go back for another mammogram and an ultrasound, it was an ultrasound, and it turned out it was just a small cyst that they said would dissolve over time and nothing to be worried about. So that was reassuring, but that was going on all in the midst of me being so sick. I cannot thank Brittany enough for all she's done this week to kind of keep my office afloat and keep everything going.
I have if I've already done your shipping label, you've probably got a notification. I am slowly in the process of, I didn't realize the number of prizes I had to ship out. And so I think I got all the gift cards sent out, and I think I've made 5 or 6 shipping labels, and I think I still have 7 or 8 to make. So I promise by tomorrow, all your gifts will be in the mail on your way to you. And if you want a gift card, you should already have either the information to get it or your code to go shopping. And one thing I was thinking about earlier that I didn't tell you, what do you think about, so obviously in the Art and Soul Roundup, we used to talk about events. Do you think we should spend 5 minutes talking about events so people who don't use Facebook maybe are still aware of it? Or what do you think?
Yeah, well, that was one of the things I was going to say, is because I've been sick, I have not been able to start events, and so I was actually going to, as I am feeling better, make a calendar of all the events I'm going to be participating in, because I feel like I've kind of gotten a little bit lost with it already, March the 6th.
And I feel like I literally just started this kit. I've posted my Reagan Star photo. I have not touched my Reagan kit. I feel like I'm a little behind too. This is the only, I could have worked on my Reagan, but I'm letting my TikTok viewers pick my sections. So if you guys want to help me pick which sections I'm doing of my Reagan, you may absolutely go to TikTok and find the most recent video and pick the sections. I'm probably gonna do, pick the first 2 or 3 tonight. So there'll probably be an updated video. Hopefully, I don't know why I'm saying I'm going to do 2 or 3 sections of it tonight. That's probably not possible. Okay, there'll probably be an update by Saturday. I'll have done 2 or 3 sections. I think I'm a little ambitious.
That's probably because of how you've been all week. And the reason I am not working on my Reagathon is because I haven't diamond painted, and so I haven't switched out kits. And so when we decided, when Brittany wasn't even sure I was going to be up to doing a WIP Chat, and when we decided I was going to be doing it, this kit was already out, and believe me, it's just much simpler right now for me. The less I have to do, the better. So I have literally been in bed all week, so it's much simpler to just leave this here and work on it. And I do want to do a WIP Chat because I do have things I want to talk about.
Oh, I almost forgot the most important thing that we need to talk about. Our 1,000 subscriber giveaway.
Oh, yeah.
So again, another kind of bittersweet thing for us, guys. So first,
Oh, wow. I didn't even think
thank
about
you guys
that.
so much. We hit not only 1,000, we've hit 2,000, almost 2,100 subscribers. So first of all, if you're new to our channel, because there are quite a few of those just since our Art and Soul Roundup last week, welcome. We're glad you're here. But that brings us to what the prizes are going to be, because we originally had said we were going to do 4 Art and Soul kits, and you could go on their website and pick out what you wanted. Well, obviously, that's sadly no longer an option, because if you don't have Facebook and you've not been on social media and haven't looked, Art and Soul unfortunately did have to close, so you're no longer able to order or see anything on their website other than just their post about what's going on. So I was trying to think of other options, and I want to keep supporting small businesses. So my thought was maybe we do like a $50 gift card to a small shop of their choosing, maybe?
Or don't know to pick out like one of the companies that has like the events that. That's fine.
Or guys, so let's do this. So we're gonna have to do another video to do the announcement, to actually get you guys to enter. So let's do this. Let's use this video to also let you guys put in the comments below. Do you want to do a gift card to just like a small shop of your choice? Do you want to pick canvases from like another small shop? What do you guys, because it'll be for 4 of you, because I think we'll still stick with that, but what kind of prize would you like in place of an Art and Soul kit?
Yeah.
And we'll kind of try to come up with some good suggestions too before we do. What I'll say we'll do maybe our next WIP Chat, which will be next Thursday, theoretically, because we're going to start doing it in place of the Art and Soul Roundup. We'll go ahead and announce what the prizes will be, and we'll post the form and all that.
So why don't you go ahead and talk about events, and then we can and then start talking about events, and then we could talk about what I want to talk about.
Yes. So I'll do it kind of quick, and I'll use the same links that I've been putting, so you guys can still go and check them out. So in the month of March, you have Ticket to Ride, obviously, like Robin said, is still going on until like roughly the middle of March. You also have the Reagathon, which we talked about, which is hosted by Ditzy and Shay, and that'll be the whole month of March. You have the Bella Art Diamond Paint Along, which is also, I think it's just March, and there is a Facebook group for that, and it's hosted by obviously Bella Art Dana Cole. You have Mini DP Madness, which is hosted by the 4 lovely ladies, the principal painter, Michaela Renee, Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend, and Messy Girl Crafts. They're doing that this month. I think that covers March. I'll go ahead. So the year-long, you have the year-long Asian Diamond Paint Along. That's hosted by Adam and Eve. And that's just like monthly posted update photos. And then April, you're going to have, so just April is Diamonds in the Rough, and that's hosted by Ditzy's Diamond Den and Kubakai Arts, I believe. And then you also have, so there's several events that run the month of April and May. Oh, I did forget a March event. The Spangler event. Draw with Spangler is the month of March also, and that's hosted by
Mysteria Diamonds.
Mysteria Diamonds, there you go, thank you. So that's March. So then April and May, you have some events that run 2 months. You have one of Robin's all-time favorites, which is the Dakotathon. Have you picked out which piece you're doing yet?
No, I have not.
So we'll have the Dakotathon, which is April and May. You also have, actually Carrie, who Robin talked about earlier from Leopard Leatherworks, is hosting a Mrs. Butter D's event that's also going to run 2 months long. So that'll be April and May. I feel like, April is also, goodness, so many events. The Crafty Diamond and I think Kemba's Crafts, I think is her co-host with it. They do the Josephine Wall event. And I think that's as far as we're going to go, with the only exception being June and July. We are hosting the Becca Tyndall event, which is Visions of the Soul. You're going to start seeing some stuff coming up about that, about sponsors and requirements and more stuff like that. And also, one thing I'm going to do is I have signed up for restock notifications on Diamond Art Club for all of Becca Tyndall's. Goodness, my brain, guys, is not functioning lately. For all of Becca Tyndall's pieces, since you can no longer get them from Art and Soul as you wish, that kind of limits the places you have to get them right now. You obviously have the one with the diamond art, which is made to order, and you'll be seeing some unboxings from us soon of hers from the one with the diamond art. But like I said, that only leaves the only other company is Diamond Art Club. So I'm going to try to, as soon as restock notifications come up, I'm going to try to post them in the Facebook group. So if you don't have a kit and you're trying to snag one or a specific one, stay tuned to the group, but then also go re-sign up for restock notifications too, so you guys can get it when it restocks, which I'm fingers crossed they restock a few before the event, because I know hers are mostly sold out right now. But that's all I'm going to talk about, because that's all the events. That's a lot, all in one. And I always link the Facebook group down below for all the diamond painting events. So if there's one you're thinking of, or you want to look and see ones we didn't mention, go check out that Facebook group. All right, I know you got something to talk about, so take it away. Let's see what it is.
Well, I just wanted to say I was really so sick on, I don't even know, I think it was Sunday or Monday night, and Brittany told me that Art and Soul was closing, and I honestly thought she was joking, because I was almost delirious and I'd been asleep, and I woke up and I really did think it was a joke.
I wish it was.
And I just could not believe, obviously last Wednesday there was a little bit of drama, which we Brittany read a post that had been posted by Art and Soul, and I never dreamed it would get here, although that's what I'm gonna kind of talk about. Never dreaming it would get here. So I think it's important, by the way, one of the things Brittany didn't mention is in May, which is Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yes, thank you.
I'm going to be every day doing something that is mental health wise. And so, I think, today I'm actually going to be talking a little bit about mental health too. And it's something that is really important, not just in business, but in our life. And that is how past behavior can be a strong predictor of future behavior if no real change happens. Now, I tell my patients this all the time, and they say, "Robin, what do you mean? Does that mean nobody can ever change?" And notice what I said. I said, if no real change ever happens. And this applies both to personal relationships, business dealings, and really any situation where trust is involved. Oftentimes you'll see, and a real life example is you'll see relationships where a spouse will cheat on another one, or they'll lie to another one, and then they seem so surprised when they turn around and do it again, and they're like, they promised they would never do it, how can they do it again? And I'm like, well, are they in therapy? Have they worked on themselves? Have they changed? No. Well, that's how they do it again. I mean, we've all seen situations where the same conflicts seem to follow certain people. Maybe it's a friend who always falls out with people, a coworker who keeps having the same workplace drama, or even a business dispute that feels familiar because, well, it's happened before. And so why does this keep happening? And more importantly, how do we know when someone has actually changed? The truth is, when people don't change, it's not just them who suffers, as we have all seen this past week. Their behavior affects everyone around them: family, friends, business partners, and entire communities. And in the business world, when public disputes happen over and over again, real people get hurt. Small businesses may lose customers or even have to close their doors, which is what we have seen. Artists and creators lose income and opportunities, which is the biggest thing that breaks our heart. Customers are left confused, wondering who to trust, and we have definitely seen that, and we are still seeing that. And the people who put time, effort, and money into something are left picking up pieces. And I would say that would be art and soul at this very moment. So at some point we have to ask, if the same problem keeps happening, is it always everyone else's fault? Or is there a bigger pattern at play? From a mental health perspective, unaddressed patterns don't just disappear. And that was my example about somebody who lies, somebody who cheats. Without therapy, self-reflection, or accountability, people tend to repeat the same mistakes. And there's a lot of reasons why that can be. Some people lack the insight. They just don't see their own role in the problem. They blame everyone else, right? They externalize blame. Every issue is everyone else's fault but their own. And some people thrive on public conflict because it gives them attention or empathy. And some people simply never learn from past experiences because they never truly reflect on their own behavior. And so, Brittany, before I go on about therapy, do you have anything to say about any of this?
So the main thing I want to say is we as a channel, we started our channel for one reason, and that reason does not change. And that is because we want to have a fun, safe place in the community for people to come and to hang out and to get other people into the hobby because it's so fun and relaxing. So with all this going on, there seems to be a lot of I want to say some extreme hatred and difference of opinions and sadness in this. And so just keep in mind what you say to each other or about others when you're on social media. Everybody has feelings. Everybody's allowed to entitled to their own opinion about who's right, who's wrong, if nobody's wrong, and not everybody loves Hannah Lynn. Not everybody hates Hannah Lynn. Not everybody loved Art and Soul. Not everybody hated Art and Soul. So just keep in mind that when you're talking about this to other people in the community, there's going to be a lot of different mixed emotions about it, and we don't want to ever pass hatred on to another human being for something going on, which I think is what I've unfortunately been the most disappointed about in the community, is seeing some of the hatred that has been pushed in the middle of all this, and that is the part that I dislike the absolute most of all this.
And that was happening before we were creators, I saw sometimes. Would you agree?
Yeah.
And, I think that goes back to, this is why therapy is so important. It helps people recognize these patterns, take accountability, and then actually break the cycle. But without that work, the same issues will keep happening, just in different situations. And I think we've seen that at play this week. And can I just say that, guys, I would hope you all would know this by now, but what you say and post on social media, it stays on social media. You may go back and edit those posts and revise those posts. Let me guarantee you, there are people that are screenshotting your posts. There are people that can go back and trace those posts. There are people... What you do on social media, no matter how many times you do it and you apologize and then you turn around and say, oh, that wasn't what I meant, but I had the best of intentions, but I didn't mean for this to happen. It did. And it did it because of actions that other people have caused. And just because you may delete that post, that isn't going to go away. And as two people who work for companies, let me tell you, everything you do on social media can be traced back down. Do you not agree with that, Brittany?
Oh yeah, definitely. There was something else I was going to say. I forgot what it was though.
We were talking about social media and how posts are never deleted, and
that was
and why therapy is important, and the same issues will keep happening over and over again without therapy, just in different situations. And we've seen that this week play out for sure. How, you know,
it'll come back to me. You keep going. When I think of it, I'll shout. I can't think of it right now. It'll come back to me though.
So I do think it's important to talk about, how do you know when someone's actually changed? Because, I think sitting here saying this and then you're like, well, my friend lied to me and now we're really good friends. And, well, I would ask a lot of questions. Did they take accountability? Not just saying mistakes were made, but actually owning up to their actions? Did they make private resolutions to you, meaning not airing every disagreement publicly? I think that's a big one. Somebody who's truly sincere isn't going to be apologizing just in a public format. They're going to be reaching out to you one-on-one and apologizing, because a lot of times, let's just say it, call it for what it is. People are doing this for views, and they're doing it because maybe for money, maybe for attention. There's a lot of reasons why people can do it. And so most people actually will do it privately if they're sincerely sorry. But also the bigger one is showing consistent change over time, not just temporarily acting different because they got caught, but you're going to see that pattern of behavior not happen again. And I would hate to be somebody who sat here and tell you that I have done things wrong in my life, and if I didn't say I was sorry and somebody forgive me, that would be horrible to not be able to do things wrong and people forgive you. I'm not saying that at all. We all do things wrong. It's just how do we act to when we do things wrong, how do we make it right? And I think what some red flags are that someone hasn't changed is blaming others every time something goes wrong. And again, I think that is something that we've seen played out this week. Whenever you see someone consistently having the same problems over and over again and blaming different people, that usually means nothing's changed. They can have the same conflicts repeatedly with different people or businesses. They are publicly attacking companies or individuals instead of resolving issues professionally. And they redirect the attention to themselves rather than making amends, which is what I mean by privately going to you and saying, I'm sorry. If someone's behavior follows a pattern, it's not a coincidence. And if they're not taking active steps to change, chances are they haven't. And so how do you break the cycle and you prevent the harm? At the end of the day, we all make mistakes, which is what I was saying. Except unless you're Brittany. And I say that jokingly, but Brittany is...
Bro, I make mistakes. I'm just as human as the next person.
Brittany makes so few mistakes. Brittany is I've always said this, but I want to be like her when I grow up. She really does think before she speaks or acts, and I don't even know. Even when we talked about doing this, she's been very, I think, guarded about talking about this openly. Well, I don't think she is anymore. Brittany, I'm talking for you.
Well, okay, number one, I do sometimes say things before I think, because, guys, I felt so bad, and I know she's going to tell me not to feel bad about it, but I'll tell you guys anyway. I felt so bad the other night, because Robin was so sick, and it was, I don't even know what time it was. She came into my room and woke me up and said she was sick and thought she needed to go to the hospital, and I didn't say anything for a minute, because I was, half asleep, and then she said something I'm going to go ask your dad or something if he'll take me, and I was like, okay, I think I said if he doesn't let me know, or something like that. And I started to wake up, and then I realized that the lights weren't on and like nobody was moving around, and so I came in here and she was like laying back in the bed, and I like felt so bad because I don't hardly ever get sick, and the one time I did, she was like instantly like out of bed, like, what can I do for you? And I just felt so bad after the fact. So I am very human.
Oh, Brittany, I'm your mother. That's my job. It's not your job to take me to the hospital. But it was okay. Like, I really didn't want to go to the hospital. That was the reason I hired.
You never want to go. That's why when you come to me asking, I shouldn't be like, I think if I'd had time to wake up, I would have responded a little differently.
And by the way, my daughter Brittany has his text. So, like, she can text him 9 a day. He's called and checked on me. Like, we know I'm dehydrated. He's been really kind. And so, like, it isn't like she's not doing anything. There's conversations going on here. So, no, Brittany.
Anyway.
It was the middle of the night.
So my feelings about this whole situation. So the only reason I'm guarded about it and I don't want to talk about it is, number one, I don't want anybody to gossip or this to get out of hand. We know exactly what you guys know. Everything that you guys have seen and read and posted is exactly what we've seen and read and seen posted. So, like, we don't know more than you. Is somebody lying? Is somebody telling the truth? You know, again, all we know is what we see as far as what was posted, what was not posted, that kind of thing. We are not here to pick sides. Like, we wanted to talk about this to bring awareness to number one, the situation, and like obviously the problems it can cause in the community, but also to kind of like remind you to. I think I know she's talking about like checking if people, like seeing if people can change and that kind of thing, but like I think it's also a good time to think about, like, are you thinking about what you're saying to others before you say it on social media? Because everybody calls them keyboard warriors, and I think every single one of us, when we're upset or mad or sad or something really strikes some emotion in us, it's much easier to go and type something and then write it out and send it to somebody than it is to take some time to think about it before you go and say whatever it is. Because I'm gonna say 9 times out of 10, if you're mad or upset and you want to say something to somebody and you type out what you want to say, and I bet if you left it sit there for 48 hours and came back to it, you would probably look at it and read it and say, oh my God, was I really going to do that?
And that's actually what I was taught and to tell my patients. Do not, if you're angry, don't send an email. You can type it, but wait till the following day before you send it, because 99% of the time, you are not going to send that same email. You may send an email, but it's going to be reworded. You may make a post, but it's going to be much nicer.
Yeah.
And, and I sent those emails back to patients who had irritated me because they're wanting their medicine right now or something like that, and then regretted it because it's come across either short or whatever. And I don't do that anymore. I do that 24-hour check myself.
So, I mean, that for me is the biggest thing. It's just and if you'll notice, at the end of all of our videos, starting, I don't know, like 2, maybe more months ago, Robin really started it, and then I've started saying it now too at the end of the videos. If there's ever a video Robin's not in with me, is, make sure you're kind to everybody, both in real life, online, and in the comment section, because this is the last thing we wanted to see for our community, because it just makes a big divide, and then we all know healing takes time and everything like that. And like, there were so many people that you probably haven't sat down and thought about that got hurt in the process of this. It's just, it's something that I think personally could have been handled behind doors, like responsible people, without blasting each other, anybody's stuff, information on the internet. Like, I just don't like the way that it was all handled, and it really bugs me. And I'm more upset about the hateful things that are being said to first Melissa and Scott, the owners that were, well, I guess were the owners of Art and Soul. And, that, number one, you should never attack somebody because of something like this. That's just crazy. But then also the fans who like these artists and the artists themselves who are losing a huge chunk of their income. Like, it's just, it's something that seems so minor that has affected so many people, and it didn't have to happen like this. I think that's what bugs me the most about the whole situation.
And, there are hateful posts that are made that you can read between the lines. I'm thinking of one specifically right now that was so inappropriate. And, I'm not going to call that person out because y'all can read the post just the same as we can. But at the end of the day, we all make mistakes. We all have things we need to work on, but real change requires self-reflection, therapy, and a willingness to be accountable. And if someone truly wants to grow, they have to work. And that means looking inward, recognizing their role in the problem, and making actual changes, not just in words, but in actions. And for those of us on the outside, it's important to recognize patterns, set boundaries, and support the people and businesses who actually act with integrity. And for anyone struggling with repeated patterns, know that change is possible, but it starts with self-awareness and a willingness to do the work. But I just want to say that, again, the people got hurt in this, and a lot of those people, I don't even know that we all know the people who everybody who really got hurt. These actions definitely are going to have a ripple effect for a long time to come. So, I just wonder, what do you all think? Have you ever seen someone repeat the same behavior over and over again? And how did you handle it? Just let us know in the comments, because I'm curious to know. And as always, more than anything, we want you to continue to support small businesses, independent artists, and people who truly value integrity. And that's the main thing, the people who truly value integrity. I would like to say, even in the midst of me being delusional this week, which I was delusional, I actually, they didn't respond, and I don't expect them to respond. I'm trying to find it. I was sent that in the emails. It should be right here somewhere. Wow.
We've been trying to do everything we can think of humanly possible, within artist permission, obviously, to support the artists and help them hopefully find ways to replace their income. I'm not just going and recommending an artist to certain companies, because some artists, they may not want to be signed with like a big company, or they may not want to be signed with a small company, or some people are, some people and artists are really against AI, and so they may not want to be signed with a company who doesn't like AI at all. So there's lots of things to factor in here when you're thinking about helping these artists. So I've been trying to do the best I can to reach out to them first and give them some time to reply and see what their opinions are. And I know a couple of them. If you haven't heard, Reagan has signed with Bella Art Day Nicole, so that's exciting. And I know Becca Tyndall, the owner of Dreamer Designs, reached out to Becca Tyndall. Nothing official has came of that yet, and then I think Cheryl Carpenter's got some stuff in the works. And then hopefully we'll get the wonderful Emma somewhere else and get some more of her pretty images released. So hopefully a lot. And guys, I know I'm still Amanda Hicks. There's still so many more artists to support and stuff. And so there was, I know the Art and Soul group, you can no longer make posts or comments or anything, but you can still see the group. It's just it's in vacation mode, I think, or something like that. And Cheryl Carpenter, the lovely Cheryl, made a post of all the artists that they had, anybody who had social media there. So if there's an artist that you really want to see work for, or you want to go support them, go to Art and Soul's Facebook group and check out the list that Cheryl made and find your artist there and go try to support them in any way you can.
So what I was going to say is, I know Diamond Art Club doesn't know who we are, and we and I don't know that they even know what's going on, because they're running a business and they're a large business and they don't really probably have time to follow all this. But I did reach out to them and tell them that there have been a recent event that significantly impacted Art and Soul and the artists they support. And I put that Art and Soul has now closed their doors following a public dispute. And I wrote, this is deeply concerning as independent artists and small business are the backbone of the diamond painting community, and they often suffer the most when public conflicts escalate. And I just wrote to them that I wanted to highlight a concerning pattern. And you know that there is a pattern on social media that has involved disputes and ongoing conflicts, and there's I didn't mention any names. I just put that the latest situation follows a similar pattern where instead of resolving disputes professionally and privately, the situation went public. I did not put anybody's name other than it impacted Art and Soul and their artists. And I wrote, given DAC's commitment to fairness and integrity in the industry, I just wanted to suggest that they consider reaching out to Art and Soul and the affected artists because they've operated in good faith and they're now facing the unfortunate consequences of a public dispute that could have been handled more professionally. And I do appreciate DAC's role in supporting artists and businesses in this space, and I just wanted to bring this to their attention. And I would encourage any of you to do the same. While again, we are very small fish in a large ocean. If we all did that, maybe it would cause that to, I don't know, maybe reach out to Art and Soul, and possibly there could be a, what's the word, Brittany, when there's more than a pattern of behavior here, and it could help that.
I think pattern would just be the only word I could think of.
Yeah, and in turn, maybe that could help Art and Soul, and maybe Art and Soul could help the artist. And look, I know that's a long stretch. Like I said, that knows no idea who we are, but I'm hoping what it did was maybe bring them to the Art and Soul group and make them realize, see what had happened if they weren't aware, and maybe reach out to some of the artists themselves. And then also, I would just like to say to you small artists like Emma, and I know Becca, she has a lot of her own stuff. I just want to tell you, I was a nobody and didn't know anything, and I started my business myself here in North Carolina, and I have not 1 year lost revenue. And I would encourage you to think about that. Maybe finding a way. I invested $5,000 of my own money to start my own business, and by 3 months, Brittany, I had my own money back.
Yeah.
Now I know maybe you can say, well, Robin, that's a medical field and that's a little different. Guys, you all are talented artists, and people want your work if nothing else. I hope that we have shown that with the event from Emma and all the people that have supported her. And so I hope, I don't know what it's like in another country to start your own business, but in the United States, it's not that hard a thing to do. Most YouTubers have their own business, right, Brittany?
I think so. I would say a good portion of them do. I wouldn't say most, but I would say a good portion do.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have your business name. You have to have a tax ID. You know, if you're bringing in money, you have to pay income tax, and to do that, you have to have a business name, a tax ID, and guys, it can be done. I don't know in another country what it's like, but you can learn just like I learned. I was a high school dropout and went back and got her GED and pregnant at 16 and went on to school, and look, I'll graduate in May with a doctorate, and I've had my own business now for many years, so you can do this. It takes a lot of work, but you can do it, and I would. That's my wish. I wish some of you guys could find your way. I know. Probably people. I know you probably don't bring in a lot of money, but man, look at Becca Tinta's website, man. Her business.
If I had the time and the resources and the know-how, guys, I've thought about it. Like, it'd be so nice to just like go start my own diamond painting company and sign all these people.
I know, right?
I really, really, really wish that would be something that we could just do. I know it's not feasible. I don't know anything about printing canvases, nothing like that. It was just a, what do you call it? Not a long shot. It's just a passing thought in my brain.
And I will say this too,
if you're watching me, guys, I'm moving my canvas here a little bit because I finished the square, so just bear with me on the moving. Go ahead.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Sorry, I interrupted her.
No, it's okay. I still kind of hope Art and Soul will change their mind and come back.
Well, I mean, they can always take like a hiatus and come back. So
that's what
that's not out of the realm of possibilities. But I understand if they.
I understand if they don't too, but I really, really do. I really hope that they can get some time. I think right now they have been hurt so bad. I could not imagine, and. I think, Brittany and I often talk about ratings online and stuff and how people can go and say anything they want online. And for like my field, there's no recourse. You can't say anything back because of HIPAA. But guys, we in the diamond painting world, I know what I was going to say. We can support the artists in these companies. And I do know what I was going to say. I don't understand why diamond painting has so much drama. I never really did. And that's why when Brittany and I made this channel, we said we were going to be drama free, and we are. And this is not drama I'm talking about. This is mental health. This is patterns of behavior that you could be caught in right now with an individual that you care about, with a business.
You could be a byproduct of a situation, because like obviously we obviously did the Art and Soul Roundup every week, and we've done some sneak peeks for Art and Soul, and I have always said I've been a Hannah Lynn fan, and I was working on a Hannah Lynn canvas, and I was literally finishing Cafe Paris when I was working on trying to finish Cafe Paris when all this happened, and I'll be honest, I was so glad to be done with that diamond painting and to switch to something else, because like when I started that diamond painting, it was so beautiful and it makes me so happy, and it's still a beautiful diamond painting, and I'm sure one day again it's gonna make me happy, but like right now with everything going on, like I just wanted it off my table because it was making diamond painting unenjoyable for me, and I wanted to bring out something that made me happy, which I think is part of the reason why I started on this one first, because I absolutely love Sheena Pike. I love dragons. I love this kit, and so like this for me has like brought me happiness in the darkness this week, honestly.
And with that said, even like, again with the midst of me being sick, I made a post on Facebook about I am going to be destashing on the Hannah Lynn's, and somebody wrote back and said I should be taking it on the artist. I'm not taking it on the artist. That's a decision that I made for the people that are Hannah Lynn fans. Look, if you want the chance to get those diamond paintings from Art and Soul, the ones that Brittany, if she wants any of them, the ones that she doesn't want, then I'm getting rid of them because I have no desire to do them. It isn't taking it out on the artist. And by the way, I wasn't even going to mention this artist's name because I don't want to give the time of day, but Brittany mentioned her name, and I just I will be destashing all those diamond paintings though. I just been really sick and haven't had a chance, and so
and our members get first picks of those if they want them. So Ultimate members will get first picks, and then Radiant, and then anybody who's a Shimmering member, which right now we don't have anybody. But when we destash anything, they always get picks in that order, and then after that we'll go to our members in our channel who are just our normal subscribers, and then after that we'll go to like a public destash if there's still not anybody who wants them. So
are you keeping yours?
I am right now, because I don't want to make any decisions one way or the other while I still feel emotional about it.
I think that's a really...
Because I don't want to do something right now that I might regret in the future.
I know I'm not changing my mind, and that's what I said in the post. I've always said, you know, she has her artwork is hit or miss for me. I like some and some I don't like. I think it's the pattern of behavior that is bothering me, and so yeah, I think
it's a tough situation for everybody involved, and that includes you guys who are just the fans. I know I can't be the only one who is having those kind of feelings. Like, I adore Art and Soul. I'm going to miss their canvases. I know you guys have all seen it too. I know there are people who had issues with, like, they didn't like their customer service, or they didn't like their quality, and that's going to be the case for any diamond painting company you go to. There are going to be people who don't like Diamond Art Club, who've been treated badly by Diamond Art Club and don't want to support them. And you could throw a rock and probably say the same for any of the diamond painting companies out there. So.
And that's true for my own business. Like,
true for any business.
I say I'm not the provider for everybody, and that's very true. And you know, when
it's true for life.
Yeah. Some people like our channel. Some people don't like our channel.
Some people like you as a person. Some people won't.
That's exactly
you
right.
Just continue being who you are, and you will attract the people you want around you, and you'll know who the people you don't want around you are, and it's just, that's all it is. Not everything is for everybody. I don't think I know anybody who is liked by 100% of people.
And I will tell you this, the one thing that I always told my kids is kindness will bring you kindness, and if you surround yourself with kind people and people that are not vindictive, that is the people that you are going to have in your life. And Brittany, has that not been true?
Yeah. Definitely.
And so I just remember that, guys. You know, the diamond painting community is not that small, and there are a lot of people in the diamond painting community who are absolutely wonderful. And I honestly can say I don't know the people that aren't wonderful, because we don't associate with them. If there's drama, we don't want to have anything to do with it, and so
we don't want the drama. We want happy diamond painting life.
Yeah, I mean, this is supposed to be a stressful,
a stressless, not stressful.
Yeah, a stressless. Although it has been stressful this week.
Yes.
We want it to be a stressless event, and so I will end on this note, because I don't know how long we've been going.
We've been going for around 53 minutes. So we got about 5 or 6 minutes left, roughly.
I will say, the private duty nurse who came and gave me fluids yesterday, she never heard of diamond paint, and she left with diamond paint canvases and diamond paint.
She got one of the Hobby Lobby ones that, I guess you guys won't see in the Hobby Lobby haul. If you're one of our members, you saw it in our you saw us talking about them in our vlog. But we're gonna do a Hobby Lobby haul of what we got, but you guys just won't see the one that we gave away.
She fell in love with diamond paint while she was doing my fluids.
She's now one of our subscribers.
She is. It's kind of a funny story.
Hi, if you watch this.
Yeah, I don't even know her name.
I'm pretty sure it was Kelly.
I'm
almost positive her name was Kelly.
I was so out of it. She was so kind. Anyway, I'm not, we always said we're going to avoid the drama, and I do feel like this is borderline getting into it, but I also feel like, look, you all know we supported Art and Soul, and we still do, and Scott and Melissa have been wonderful people to get to know. And
they supported us when we were a nobody.
They did not even know who we were.
That we were just a tiny channel with like, I don't even know how many subscribers. Probably not even 250 at that point.
And I honestly think some of the reason we grew was because last week when we did the weekly roundup, people thought that we were going to be talking about this, and that
I ended up with like almost I think it's getting close to 3,000 views.
I swear to you that, guys, that night I had been in my office all day. I was talking to Ditsy one night this week. I was sick, and we were FaceTiming, and I was telling her that I came home Thursday night from work. Brittany and I had not even talked. We got ready to do the weekly roundup, sit down, and Brittany read the Art and Soul post from that day. I knew no idea what was going on. I had no clue. Because I had been at the office all day. I had not checked Facebook. That was the beginning of me getting a urinary tract infection, really starting to get sick. And so, it's just, I had no idea. And so, if you're watching our channel because you think you're going to be getting drama, you're in the wrong place.
You're going to get the mental health, how to handle the drama and how to recognize the drama and patterns of it and stuff like that. You're going to get the probably the side that you're not really wanting if you're here for drama.
And I hope you will be here because you like our channel and you like our content and you want to learn about mental health and you want to learn how to avoid these kinds of people in your life, and you want to surround yourself with good people that are, when I say kinds of people, the people that constantly want to have the drama and they constantly want the conflict and make it part of their life. And and you're here because you want to surround yourself with people who love diamond painting and want to spread the word about diamond painting.
And you like us because we're fun.
And you like us because, guys, we really do think the world of you, and we're so thankful for all we've done. And as we're sitting here with my heart rate saying it's 45 again, I think that's time to kind of call it quits. So
I didn't think you guys were going to get the WIP Chat this week, honestly. I really, really didn't. Like, we had talked about we were going to do it in place of the roundup, but I didn't know if she was going to be able to handle it. Honestly, we could have done a shorter one. I didn't think about offering that instead of doing an hour. Well, I know you had things you wanted to talk about.
I thought this was really important to talk about, especially this week. And so, Melissa and Scott, if you're watching, I hope that you have some time to reflect and maybe, as you know, you have to do what's right for you.
Yes.
But I really
and your health and your physical health and your mental health.
Yeah, and whether it's 3 months, 6 months, don't let people bring you down.
We will be here to support you if you decide to come back. We will be first customers in line at the door. Although I'm sure that there are quite a few people watching this right now who say that they will probably try to compete for that spot. But
so we love you guys, and we're thinking about you.
One thing I want to say. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, all the artists, we're thinking about you.
So before Robin says what she's gonna say, which we say at the end of every video now, I want to make sure that everybody's fully aware. You know, you can say how the situation has made you feel. I do not want to see anything in the comments that's negative or hateful, or I don't want to anything like that. I'm gonna just remove from the comments, guys. We want to we want this to be a safe place where you can share your feelings without being retaliated against or having negative comments against. So just make sure you're being polite in the comments, and that is all I want to say about that, I think.
Yes, I 100% agree. Your comment will be deleted if it's not.
I just don't want it. I know the situation's can be very testy and volatile, and I don't want it to get out of hand because, again, we want this to be a safe place. So if you don't have anything nice to say or share, just don't say it, please.
Alright, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you do enjoy our videos, please like, subscribe, sign up for notifications. It does help us stay in the algorithm. And don't forget to be kind to everybody, both in the real world, in social media, and in the comment section. And we will see you later in the week. We have a lot of unboxings.
Yes.
Plus we have some Becca Tyndalls. I'm so excited. We'll be showing
lots of fun stuff coming, guys.
Yes. So have a good week. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.